Hey everybody, this is Daryl of Big Bang Toys, Comics, and Games, and I'm waiting for... Oh, there he is!
It's Aaron.
Aaron just got here.
I just got here.
Now, we're talking not just Image, we're talking all Independence.
Independence.
Aaron, what should people read? We're just going to go straight into it.
Django vs. Zorro, number 3. Or not versus, but Django and Zorro.
It's the official sequel.
It is the official sequel. Quentin Tarantino and Matt Wagner from Judge Dredd.
Tarantino co-writes it.
I just read issue 1 recently. I haven't caught up, but I have to say this is a really cool comic. If you like the Django Unchained movie, if you like Zorro, I mean, why not check it out? Zorro's like kind of older too. Like when he kind of gets introduced, you're like, is that Zorro?
Diego de la Vega.
Yeah, it's really cool though.
I thought they killed Zorro. I read that series.
Well, this is comic books. Nobody stays dead, right?
It's all about timelines, right?
Exactly.
Not universes, timelines.
No. Continuity, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's whatever.
So what do you got? I mean, I got other stuff, but we could go back and forth.
Well, we're going to talk about a little known book by a young writer named Grant Morrison. You want to tell us about Nameless, number 1?
Mean this book? Oh.
Gasp.
Nameless.
There's
number
2
1.
of them. This
is Grant Morrison's take on a horror story, which I'm pretty interested in. So I mean, I'm going to assume this is going to be darker than The Filth.
Ooh.
So anybody that read The Filth.
Ooh. I read The Filth. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
No.
I thought it was a pretty good take on society at the time.
Well, I think I expected something different. I probably could handle it more now. I'm more mature reader.
It is a dark story, especially for Grant Morrison. It doesn't usually take that turn, but yeah. This is a great week if you're a Grant Morrison fan, because we got Nameless and Annihilator.
That's right, Annihilator from Legendary Entertainment, or Legendary Comics, which is the branch of Legendary Entertainment, the film production company.
On a quick note, those of you that didn't pick up the guidebook, the Multiversity guidebook, that's DC. Anyway.
That's DC, but that's okay. It's Grant Morrison. It's in $7.99. You should get that book.
And of course,
that book just took a dive.
I know. Velvet. What issue are we on here? Number 9. It's carried along. We're still kind of looking for answers on who betrayed Velvet.
Moneypenny, as if she were better than Bond, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great comic, and I'm a huge James Bond fan, so I really get into that spy fiction. So if you like spy fiction, especially the kind, like throwback to Bond, it takes place in the 60s and 70s. Great artwork. It is the team of Epting and Brubaker.
Winter Soldier, Captain America. Great run. Recommended reading. Can't say it enough.
Can't say it enough. Daryl and I agree on this. It's amazing.
It's a Marvel book, too.
And, of course, everybody's favorite hot book, Witches.
From Scott Snyder.
Scott Snyder and Jock. That's the Black Mirror team. Mm-hmm. Those of you that read the Batman. What else you got to add in Independence?
Well, I was just going to say, Witches number 4. Get it while it's hot.
Get it while it's hot.
Actually, a little-known book called Spawn, number 250. Now, how many books make it to number 250? Smell that. Smell it. See it? Does it smell like fire and flames and brimstone?
You know what it smells like? It smells like a guy who had a vision, set out on his own, and make a character that would be legendary. So you got to give Todd McFarlane that. 250. Man.
Is it legend, wait for it, dairy, or just legendary?
I think it's already legendary.
That's how I made my reference. Spawn 250. Yeah, it's true. Todd McFarlane, he won't even change the numbering. He says if a book makes it to that number, don't even reboot. He'd rather create a separate book like Spawn Resurrection number 1, which comes out next month, as a jumping on point for anybody that wants to try Spawn. Number 250, lots of variant covers. It's a kind of a momentous book. Image Comics' big book to come out, Spawn. Here it is at number 250, and the return of Al Simmons.
I mean, that makes me want to read, honestly. I haven't read since Al Simmons was in Spawn, so...
If there's a book that ever will get me to try it again, it's this one.
Yeah, me too. I would have to...
It was a cool book back in the day, but, I don't know. It's a cool book. And not that it's bad now, it's just something I moved on.
I think you go through phases. Plus, in the 90s, there was a lot of that kind of thing.
It took like 100 issues to figure out what was going to happen to him. It was like for 10 issues straight, he would be like moping around in an alley somewhere. And it was just like, really? That's it?
It's a dark book.
I had to say goodbye to that book a long time ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, Spawn number 250. Also, King Features like the Phantom, Prince Valiant, Jungle Jim, Flash Gordon. This is King Dynamite, Jungle Jim #1. Now you might say, who in the world is Jungle Jim? See, I actually thought
who in the world is Jungle Jim?
That's exactly it. I don't know either, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to read this book because I love the old school classic comic strips. These guys, they're still in the newspapers today, but these are modern retakes by hot independent writers to 4-issue miniseries that are all tied together. I'm really looking forward to Prince Valiant because I've been looking for a reason just to try to understand it beyond the 3 panels in the Sunday newspaper comic strips. I need 24 pages, 32 pages. Give me a lot and give me color.
Yes.
Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Jungle Jim #1.
Jungle
Also,
Jim.
Imperium #1 from Valiant. Now, I talked about this before in a previous post, but Imperium #1. This actually is a misprint.
It's a misprint.
Yeah, Valiant's already setting this book back to print because there was a misprint in the book. Nothing too... Basically, it has an insert that it wasn't supposed to. This could be valuable. It may not be valuable, but either way, you should read this book. It's basically, what will a guy do to create a utopian society? It kind of sounds like what Iron Man's trying to do in the Marvel Universe right now. Wow. This is Valiant. It's a great reason to try Valiant. You got Ninjak coming up, and you have Bloodshot Reborn coming out. Anyway, try this book. And X-O Man of War #33. This is a standalone issue, jumping on point. If you've ever wanted to try Valiant, jumping on point for X-O Man of War with #33. I'm actually thinking about trying this because I'm looking for a reason just to see what Valiant's all about.
This character's been around for a while, too.
Yes, he has.
So Valiant, you really should jump on Valiant. They've really got a lot of good stuff going on with Jeff Lemire and Matt Campbell.
They do. It seems like they're the new architects of trying to Valiant going into its next phase. So anyway, if you want to try Valiant, it's worth a shot.
Support your independent comics.
That's right.
So where are we going next?
We're going...
Marvel?
Do you feel that? Aaron doesn't. He's too cool for school.
I can't.
Come on, man.
I gotta stand like Dark.
What do you do in your band? Do it. What do you do?
You're seeing it.
I don't have a guitar. This is all the movement that you do? Alright, let's pretend you got a guitar. What would you do right now? Alright, I'll take that. Alright.
The Flex Mentallo pose.
We're moving. Actually,
He-Man Hulk.
We're moving to DC Comics.
Oh.
DC, let's do it.
We gotta do DC, huh?
Oh, wait, I'm gonna interrupt him. Kids Comics.
Oh, see?
I just did it on purpose. Look, we got Looney Tunes with Wile E. Coyote, no less. Penguins of Madagascar. Mega Man. And Steven Universe, and among others. Skylanders. Don't forget, kids, we got comics just for you. On the bottom rack, right there where my finger's pointed.
Where you can
Kids Comics, where you can reach them. So anyway, cool books for you guys to try out, but definitely Looney Tunes. It looks awesome. Yeah, you can't reach those. Anyway, Kids Comics. We got them! Who's got them?
Big Bang?
We got them.
So where do you want to go next?
DC Comics is where I'm going.
DC Comics, man. Detective Comics. Anarchy. I mean, it's really like Anarchy's kind of turned into V a bit, which is kind of a... It's like if you guys like the Arkham games, if you liked how Anarchy was in the Arkham games, then you'll definitely like this. Manipolo Buccellato, they did a great run with the Flash. Gotta love it.
The detective back in detective.
Man, you know, it bothers me whenever I'm reading detective and it doesn't feel like a detective story. Like, I want to know who done it. I want to be thinking who done it.
Who's the killer?
Who's the killer? Action Comics. This is actually my favorite of the
Superman
comics.
with a beard. Woo!
Yeah, see? Anyway, that's my favorite of the Superman comics because Greg Pak, I think, has really taken it in a direction you don't usually see. It's like a cross between The Fog and, like, Blackest Night.
Interesting.
And
with Superman,
with Superman, and it's his town, Smallville. Like, his parents came back from the dead.
Yes.
And Lana's parents came back from the dead.
They should always be back.
Yeah, well, you know, they will. It's comic books.
He needs his parents back. He's the only hero that will go to his parents for advice.
Grayson's out
that
there.
I really know of. Grayson, cool. Dick Grayson, Secret Agent, Spiral.
You want to say anything about Grayson? You like this book?
I just like Dick Grayson. Bring back Nightwing.
Bring back Nightwing.
But it's a good book, but bring back Nightwing.
Well, I'm sure it's working towards there. You know how comics are. They have to kind of take us on a roll. Swamp Thing. This one's getting ready to come to an end soon. And it's kind of sad. I've bought it since #1. Scott Snyder. Yannick McKay was on it. Charles Soule's done a great job. Now we've added, you know, we had the red, the green, the gray, the rot.
The rot? Yep.
The rot. Now we have the machines. So I guess that would make them the silver. But I don't know. Charles Soule. Features in
It's
weekly.
coming to an end. Yes.
Finally.
Finally.
Finally. Brainiac, man, look at that. Brainiac
cool.
looks crazy on there.
All I know is wallets are healing across the land.
My wallet's definitely healing. I've been keeping up with Batman Eternal and World's End as well as Features In. That's been rough.
And Marvel brought back Wolverine's their own weekly book.
Yeah, then you've got Wolverine.
But it's written by Charles Soule, so it's okay.
Yeah. Convergence. I think Ray Fox is in on Wolverines too, isn't he?
I think so, yeah.
This is the variant comic for the 75th, but this is the issue that's been getting a lot of talk lately. Superman's got a new outfit. John Romita Jr. kind of, I wouldn't say it's not a huge change.
Just subtle changes to his costume. They brought, well, you'll see it when you read it. And he gets a new power.
I'm not sure about the new power. That's where I find, you know.
Throughout history, he's gotten new powers.
Yeah, I know, but
41, 49.
You gotta be careful, because if Superman gets too powerful, people are like, yeah, I can't read Superman. I can't relate to him. He's too powerful.
But as long as he doesn't turn green. Well, when the New 52 happened, they actually depowered him a bit, but that's just, you know.
I preferred it depowered a bit.
Fun facts.
Fun facts. I think that's pretty, you know, of course you got World's End and Batman Eternal, but we talk about that all the time.
Green Lantern 39. What is the verdict on Hal Jordan from the Guardians? What's the future of the Green Lantern Corps? Read this book, Green Lantern number 39.
I might have to pick up this book too. I don't really, you know, I kind of dropped Green Lantern for a while, but I really like it. I jumped back on during Godhead, and, you know, once you start to jump back onto a book, then you're like, man, why did I let that go?
Yeah, that's true. That is what happens.
You
So.
should have stuck with Green
But we're here to help you try to figure out what you should read. And if you disagree with us, that's okay.
It's okay, but you should pick up Green Lantern.
But you
if
should.
you're a Green Lantern fan.
Yeah, if you're a Green Lantern fan, you want to know what happens, because the Green Lantern line of books is going down to one book after Convergence.
I'm kind of sad about that too, because Green Lantern Corps, I think I've liked that even more than Green Lantern, honestly.
Sounds to me like they're going to streamline, kind of move into a different phase.
It's not a bad idea, and I mean, they've had so many books, and every time they do a story, they all crossed over, and that's a lot of the reason why I dropped it.
It's a big wallet breaker.
Yeah, I just couldn't keep up with them all. I know a lot of people really like Red Lanterns, like Zach One talks about that story, and I kind of wish I'd stayed with it. But
Economist, breaker of wallets. I don't know.
Green Lantern is the economist.
I don't know. But yeah, Green Lantern, read that.
Read Green Lantern.
Any other DC we need to discuss?
What else we got back here? There's Lobo.
Alright, pass on Lobo.
Yeah.
Green Arrow.
Green Arrow, yeah, I mean, you should be reading Green Arrow. I wish I'd stayed with it.
We got more Deathstroke number 1s. Second print. Anyway.
Definitely buy Deathstroke #1. It's worth the read.
Yep.
I can't say enough good stuff. Tony Daniel's a great artist, great writer too. I loved his detective comics right at the beginning of the New 52 with the Dollmaker. That was an awesome story.
Yeah, Deathstroke's definitely a must-read.
Tony Daniels gets the seal of approval.
Any other DC? We good.
I think we're good.
Alright, moving to Marvel.
Yeah, I'm even excited to move to Marvel.
Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, number 2.
Number 2.
Quirky book. She defeated Kraven the Hunter in a way Spider-Man never has in issue number 1. Kind of a quirky book. People should check it out. She's unbeatable. In this issue, she takes on Galactus.
Wow.
I'm curious how it's going to play out.
That is pretty interesting.
So, all right, next up, Ant-Man Prelude, number 1. If you're looking forward to the new Ant-Man movie, this is the prequel. So you definitely want to check it out, kind of get a heads up, get on the ground floor of what the July 2015 movie is all about.
It's probably a good idea, too, because they're not starting with Ant-Man.
Correct. Oh, speaking of Ant-Man, Ant-Man number 2, written by Nick Spencer, Superior Foes of Spider-Man, Morning Glories. All I know is Ant-Man, the first issue had heart and humor. Number 2, I'm expecting just as much, if not more, but Nick Spencer has a great sense of humor in his books. And it's Ant-Man, he's moving to Miami, and he has to form a team of villains because of a certain reason. Read the book.
That's pretty interesting. It'd be like Superior Foes, but Ant-Man.
I'm curious how it's going to play out. We'll see.
We'll see.
Avengers, number 41. Time is running out. Slowly but surely, the Beyonder. Secret Wars is on the horizon.
You really should be reading that book, too.
Actually, Hickman's done a great job.
I've looked in the previews like, man, I'm going to be kind of lost, but, too many comics to pick up.
That's right. But, yeah, this one actually has the Ultimate Universe, Ultimate number 1 cover. Why? They did it deliberately. You have to read the issue to find out why. After a death last issue, see what happens in number 41.
I'm just going to say this about the future. We're going to get another Steve Rogers and Tony Stark fight.
Yes, you will get that. Steve Rogers versus Tony Stark.
You should be reading the Avengers and New Avengers right there.
Time runs out because it's the ground floor for Secret Wars.
Secret Wars.
Read them. Hawkeye, Matt Fraction's run is coming to an end. One more issue after this one. What is going to happen? And what is the fate of Hawkeye's dog?
It's kind of sad, isn't it? You know, Fraction's been on this for a while, and a lot of people really like Fraction.
Yeah, I think he's parting ways with Marvel, as I've documented before, but yeah. So, anyway, read that. And lastly, this is a cool book, personal pick of the week, Guardians of the Galaxy, and all new X-Men, The Black Vortex, a massive crossover between the cosmic characters of the Marvel Universe, Guardians of the Galaxy, Nova, with the all new X-Men, written by Sam Humphries. And then, of course, you're going to have Brian Michael Bendis involved as well. And you got Ed McGuinness doing the art with a lot of redesigned costumes. Cool book. If you like Guardians, you like X-Men, check this out.
Is the Shi'ar Empire in this too?
Can't say. I haven't read it yet, man.
Boy.
Oh, and also we got Second Prince, oh plenty.
Hulk vs. Thanos, Jim Starlin. If you want to jump on and check it out, we got another second print of #1. I'm going to get it just because it's Hulk vs. Thanos. The Punisher. The last issue, the Howling Commandos got Frank Castle, and if you're paying attention, it looks like he's playing Possum. So,
How you spell that?
it starts with an O.
Good job.
Opossum.
Just checking.
Opossum.
Opossum.
And of course, my personal favorite
Star
of
Wars
Marvel's, Star Wars. Jason Aaron can't do any wrong. This and Thor.
Jason can't do any wrong, Aaron.
Jason can't do any wrong, Aaron. You notice his last name.
Yeah, it's Also, we've got second printing of #1. In case you missed the first printing, we've got more in limited supply. Grab them while you can. And you mentioned Thanos versus Hulk, did you not?
I did.
Also, other additional printings. We got Superior Iron Man #2.
You should be reading this book.
We've got Gwen Stacy and Thor, female Thor #1.
should be reading
4th printings. These printings are already sold out.
Crazy. Thor, Iron Man. I haven't read the other one. What's the, yeah.
I can't figure out which one I have in my hand. Oh my gosh!
I'm lost. Gwen Stacy. You should be reading that one too. That was really good.
Yes. Anyway, these are their first appearances. 4th printings. The Thor book is amazing. Jason can't do any wrong. Aaron is the writer. But the 4th printings are already sold out. So they might go to a 5th printing. They might not. Get them while you can.
Get them now. Here. Where?
Big Bang Toys, Comics, and Games.
We got it.
BigBang.com. Adios.